The book Turn the Ship Around. A True Story of Turning Followers into Leaders by L. David Marquette, Captain, the United States Navy, retired, is the book we selected to review. Our group selected this manuscript because of the inspiring story behind the captivating title. A combination of intrigue and necessity inspired our group to examine this manuscript for its valuable motivating material about leadership and the art of delegation. David Marquette is an expert on leadership and innovation. His passion for leadership began as a teenager when he discovered a series of books by Samuel Eliot Morison, History of the United States Naval Operations in World War II. The 15-volume series assisted Marquette in realizing that he wanted to become the captain of a Navy vessel in which all members could serve and function to the best of their ability. Marquette graduated at the top of his class from the United States Naval Academy in 1981, and subsequently joined the submarine force, where he served as an engineer aboard the USS Will Rogers. On January 8, 1999, Marquette was chosen to take command of the USS Santa Fe. He was responsible for 135 men and the $2 billion nuclear-powered submarine. When Marquette took over the USS Santa Fe, it was the worst-performing ship in the fleet. Marquette enforced a leadership model, empowering every member of the submarine to be responsible for their own actions and lead at every level. The submarine became the best-performing ship in the entire fleet and promoted many officers, including 10 submarine captains. He commanded the submarine for 3 years and worked at the Pentagon after leaving the USS Santa Fe. Marquette retired from the Navy in 2009. He currently teaches at Columbia University. He is a consultant to businesses and groups, providing leaders with a way to construct an environment that encourages people to become a leader at every level of the organization. Marquette presently resides in Sarasota, Florida. The theme associated with this book is the change in how you should approach leadership. Leadership should mean giving control rather than taking control, which produces leaders rather than followers. Turn the Ship Around revolves around how military-style leadership is basically the leader-follower style. Marquette believes that true leadership means putting the control back into the hands of the people that you work with. His approach is leader-leader. This culture is one that allows for empowerment and responsibility to take the necessary actions needed to keep all crew members alive. Some of the evident themes are as follows. 1. Go against the tide. Give people more control of their work, more decision-making authority, and fewer lists of tasks. Ask questions about how they think they should approach a problem. 2. People who are treated as followers treat others as followers when it's their turn to lead. Do people really want to be told what to do? 3. Let go of micromanagement and allow people to take full responsibility for their roles. 4. Be curious. Find out what is going on in your organization. Observe people in their roles. Observe people in their roles and look to see if they are engaged. 5. Achieve excellence. Don't just avoid errors. Don't just avoid mistakes, work to actually accomplish something. 6. Be physically present in the day-to-day operations, be accountable, responsible, and work. 7. Act your way to new thinking. Treat people respectfully, sincerely, and proudly. 8. Short and early conversations. This allows members of the workforce to get early feedback on how they are tackling problems. Communication is key. 9. Turn passive followers into active leaders. Use the words, "I intend to." This shifts ownership of the plan to the workforce. 10. Resist the urge to provide solutions. If everyone thinks like you, you don't need him or her. 11. Eliminate top-down monitoring systems. This erodes the message that you are responsible for your job. 12. Think out loud. This makes it much easier to let people execute their plans. This is essential in making the leap from leader-follower to leader-leader. 13. Embrace inspectors. View them as sources for information and solutions. This creates an atmosphere for learning and curiosity instead of an attitude of defensiveness. 14. Take deliberate action. Training provides for knowledge deficiency. This will ultimately help you to reduce mistakes. 15. Learn everywhere all the time. The result of increased technical competence is the ability to delegate increased decision-making to other employees. 16. Don't brief, certify. When people know that they will be asked questions, they study their responsibilities ahead of time. 17. Repeat the message continually until you have competence. Help them to create an image of what you are trying to accomplish. 18. Specify goals and not methods. Provide people with objectives and let them figure out how to accomplish them. 19. Build trust and take care of your people. Be on your crew's team. 20. Use your legacy for inspiration. Resurrect the legacy of your predecessors. We can learn several things from reading this book. It's important to use initiative, innovation, courage, commitment, continuous improvement, integrity, empowerment, teamwork, openness, and timeliness to build a team that everyone wants to be a part of. The use of these guiding principles for decision-making makes it all worthwhile. Everyone needs to be a leader for their own sake. The book is divided into 4 parts titled Starting Over, Control, Competence and Clarity. Within each part, the information is then sectioned off into subtitles that give substance to the subsequent chapter title. The main objective of the author is to guide the reader into understanding how he creatively guided the crew of the USS Santa Fe from the bottom of the fleet to the elevated status that commands the waters today. The author describes in great detail how the same philosophy of leadership and development that strengthened his crew can be relayed to any organization willing to embrace change, creativity, and innovation. Marquette delivers one of the most powerful statements in the leading line of the initial chapter. He says, "Our greatest struggle is within ourselves." This simple message is the underlying barrier to the majority of personal and professional growth. There is also a great quote by Dr. Scott Mesh, the CEO of Los Niños, a company which is dedicated to the development of special needs children, which gives credence to Marquette's philosophy. It reads, "Own it, grow it, love it, and get great results." The author states that mistakes inspire creativity and development of true mentors, and that we should extract the maximum learning moment from every opportunity, whether it is a moment of jubilation or an occasion of lapse. At the end of each chapter, the author offers questions for consideration that will inspire the reader to self-evaluate and elicit reflection. Some of the themes of such questions are empowerment, assumptions, competence, teamwork, and values. Marquette's idea of leadership is that everyone can establish their own role as a leader within their respective field, and allowing each employee to take control over their job. This leader-to-leader model is the core principle of the book. Instead of focusing on the work of the individual, Marquette focused on the individual themselves, and allowed professional development even when there were no goals or possible motivation for achievement. The mechanisms of leadership, as he describes, can be broken down into 3 categories to help organize the decision process in the leader-to-leader model: control, competence, and clarity. On page 205, Marquette lists a chart of examples of what to do and what not to do, which coincides with our class readings and context. The chart illustrates his struggles and the evolution of leadership. Things like taking control, thinking short-term, and following the leader-follower model are no-nos according to Marquette. He believes leaders should avoid giving orders, should give control to subordinates, and that they should be curious, not questioning. in allowing increased communications and conversations while decreasing inspections and constant monitoring. Marquette was able to improve the morale of the crew, which allowed for congruence and amplified teamwork. Turn the Ship Around relates to many topics discussed in this course, such as leadership, organizational structure, communication, and successful teamwork. However, this book has a different approach to the standard leadership follower model we are all used to. Instead, this book focuses on a leader-leader model that increases accountability, decision-making skills, and empowerment. As mentioned in the book, even the lowest-ranking sailor had the ability to make decisions independently, which, in turn, empowered him. We encourage those below us to take action and support them if they make mistakes. We employ stewardship delegation, explaining what we want accomplished and allow flexibility in how it is accomplished. When the work environment is designed as leader-follower, the followers act like followers, they do not take in. When the work environment is designed as leader-follower, the followers act like followers, they do not take initiative and have low self-esteem and morale. The leader-leader model not only achieves great improvements in effectiveness and morale but also makes the organization stronger. Often we feel like we are all followers within our organization. With that being said, how do you think this leader-leader model can be applied to your healthcare facility? How will you apply this method when delegating to assistant staff such as nursing assistants and unit secretaries?